All right, with this video, what we're going to do is now that we've created a pipe profile and a profile view of that pipe profile, we're going to manipulate both of these to make it look like an actual pipe profile that you can see. If you need to know how to create a pipe profile and a profile view for that pipe profile, I have a video on this very topic in the video description below. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and split the views, and that can be done in the view tab and then view port configuration. This just makes it easier to be able to see when you update your pipe profile with the information, you'll actually see it happen on the profile view at the same time. Just makes things a little more cohesive. When you're looking to update your pipe profile, you can actually see the profile view changing as well. So the first thing I noticed is that our profile view is not at the right elevation. So we set it at 300 initially, but that needs to go a little bit further down because if you see our structure is actually in an invert lower than 300. We actually want to be able to see that invert, so we're going to move that down a little bit more. So what we're going to do is first you're going to click the profile view itself. What that's going to do is give you the new menu for the profile view at the very top, and what you're going to do is you're going to select profile view properties. What that's going to do is bring up the profile view dialog box, and within the dialog box you want to make sure that you're on the elevations tab. Within this elevations tab, you have the option of being able to set a user specific height or an automated height. In this case, since we haven't put in our information for our pipe profile yet, it's not going to have anything for the automated height. So we're going to use the user specific height to set what kind of height we want for our pipe profile view. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the 300 feet to now be 295. Hit apply and then hit OK. And what that has done is now set our height to be from 295 all the way up to 315. Next, we're going to start putting in the pipe profile information. And so to do this, all you need to do is click on a specific structure that you would like to start putting the information in for. For this case, I'm going to start on the outfall. You're going to click the outfall structure. That's going to pull up the pipe menu. And within here, what you're going to do is you're going to click structure properties. What that's going to do is going to bring up the pipe structure properties dialog box. So within the structures properties dialog box, there's a lot of different options you can do with changing information within it. So within the information tab, you can change the name, style of the structure. Part properties is where you have a little more detail on the structure itself. And then you have connections. These are the main categories where you're going to be updating data. So the first one we're going to look at is connections. And this is whatever pipes are connected to the structure. This is where you can update the inverts at which those pipes are coming into and out of the structure. We're now going to change the invert elevation to be the invert elevation that we have on our plans, which is going to be 299.85. This elevation can change regarding if we need to update it later on, but this is basically at what elevation the pipe coming into this structure is going to be set at. Next, you're going to hit apply and then OK. So that added the invert of the pipe coming into the structure to be at 299.85. Now what we're going to do is set that pipe that's coming into the structure slope. And to do that, all you need to do is click the pipe. That'll bring up the pipe menu, and then you're going to hit pipe properties. And this will bring up the pipe properties dialog box. And similar to the structure properties dialog box, you have the information tab, which is where you can update the name of the structure and just the style of the structure. And then you have the parts properties tab, which is the main focus of where you would update your information for the pipe. Within this parts properties tab, the main focus is going to be the pipe slope. And if you can see here, we have a hold start and hold end. If you look a little bit lower as well, you will see the end invert elevation and the start invert elevation. The end invert elevation has already been set to 299.85. So that is what we want to hold. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the pipe slope holding the end and setting it at a 2%. We're going to then hit apply and then OK. Essentially what this does, it sets the slope from the structure that you set the invert of 299.85 at a 2% from that structure to the next structure along the pipe profile. If we go to the next structure along the pipe profile and then we go to that structure's properties, we can see in the connections tab that if we scroll over and look at the pipe that's coming out of the structure, that invert is going to be set at a 2% difference between the invert that we started with our outlet control structure to this structure. Now, this technique of choosing a structure and setting an invert and then changing the pipe slope to be tied to that invert at a certain percentage is really good for when you're doing a new design of a pipe system. In this case, this structure is existing, so we know the invert to be 304.14. So what we're going to do is we're going to change both of the inverts to match this invert. And this will actually update the pipe automatically to be a percentage slope of whatever the difference between the 299.85 invert and the now 304.14. So we actually don't have to go back and update that slope. It will update automatically for the pipe between these two structures. Now we're going to set the pipe between the proposed structure to this existing structure to be at 2%. So what you're going to do is you're going to select that pipe and you're going to do pipe properties. Within the pipe properties dialog box, you're going to go to the part properties, and then we're going to scroll down until we find the invert elevation, which matches our 304.14. And then we're going to go up to change the slope elevation to be 2%. This will now set the slope between the existing structure to the proposed structure to be 2%. Now, with that, we now have put in all the information for all the structures in our pipe network system, and we've set our pipe slopes throughout the whole pipe network system, but we still don't see these in the profile view. So to do that, what we need to do is to select every pipe and structure within our pipe network system. And then we're going to hit right click and then select draw parts in profile view. You're then going to go over to your profile view and then select that profile. And as you can see, it is now drawn in your pipes and your pipe structures. Now with this, what we're going to do is I want to clean up the profile view just a little bit. I don't particularly like the band that is underneath the profile view, so we're going to get rid of that. And to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to select your profile view. Then you're going to select the profile view properties. And this is going to pull up the dialog box, which is very similar to the structure and pipe properties dialog boxes, where you have tabs such as the information, stations, elevations, profiles, bands, hatch, and pipe networks. And so the main focus we're going to look at right now is the bands tab, but we'll go through each one of these at a later date. Now, within the bands tab, there's a lot of different information you can actually add to the bottom of your profile view, but typically you're not going to need a lot of this information. And what we're going to just focus on is just removing it for right now. So to do that, all you got to do is scroll down and to click this band section area and then hit the X, hit apply and then hit OK. And the band is now removed from the profile view. If there's enough comments on what you can actually do with the band and what information you can add to the band, I'll make a separate video on this very topic. So the last thing we're going to cover in this video is just going to be adding labels to the profile view. These labels just give information about the pipes and the pipe structures on your profile view. To add these labels, all you need to do is click on one of your structures or your pipes, and then you will click on add labels. This will bring up a lot of different options that you can choose from that will add labels to both your plan view and your profile view. In this case, we just want to focus on our profile view, so we're going to hit entire network profile. This will now automatically put labels on the pipes and pipe structures within your profile view. The information within these labels will update automatically if you make any changes to your structures or your pipes within your pipe network. And with that, that's the last information we're going to cover in this video. And what you would want to do now is look to create a surface and then tie that pipe network to that surface, updating your profile view and the labels with that additional information. Feel free to go ahead and leave any comments below if there's any clarification you want on a specific step within this process, or if there's anything else you would like me to cover in an additional video moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.